Better network, because better matters. Data plans aren't one size fits all. And since most people use less than 5 gigs, the last thing you want is to end up paying for it. Now Verizon introduces a one plan that's right for you. Switch, and for just $55, get 5 gigs on America's best network. That's the right amount of data, great price. Plus, get our best Moto droids for $15 a month or less. Finally, all the data you need on the network you want. Verizon.
We're downtown to see if guys can tell the difference between a Joseph A. Bank suit and more expensive designer brands. Which one is their model suit? They poke out the back. Please reveal. Oh my goodness. Do they all say Joseph A. Bank? Very impressive. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Audi pilot the spheres have conquered highways, mountains, and racetracks. And now, much of that same advanced technology is found in the Audi A4. With one notable difference. The highly advanced Audi A4 with available traffic jam assist.
What are you looking for in a man?
Humor, good communicator.
Over 25,000 people join Match every day. Every day? Yowza!
Match, start for free today.
Did you know 90% of the world's largest supercomputers run on Intel? That means you can take a universe of data, in your case literally, and turn it into medical discoveries, diagnostic breakthroughs, prove that black holes collapse into one singularity. I don't know what that is, but yes, innovations run on supercomputers, and supercomputers run on Intel. Well, you are super smart.
You're super busy.
Oh, UFO!
Closed captioning brought to you by non-prescription IV Bar for irritable bowel syndrome.
Abdominal pain, bloating, you may have to ask your doctor if non-prescription IV card is right for you. IV card comes with a CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid.
Tuesday, Bernie Sanders, Ted Cruz will fight for the future of healthcare in America on Friday. Jim Tapper and Devin Alexander. Sanders versus
When we were looking for a house, the market was hot.
We were able to see listings on Redfin. People are obsessed.
You get that update instantly when there is a new listing. You can book a tour an hour from now.
What are the essence? Sound like buying a home or Redfin Beach and made that happen. We save on to a better service or a lower cost.
We got the dream house for a good price. Get a free emphasized hot mix cafe coffee and tea purchase every Monday all winter long.
tomorrow at 9 a.m. CNN.
Here to talk about it, CNN Senior Media correspondent and host of Reliable Sources, Brian Stelter. So let's begin with this, because there was this ad that's coming from 84 Lumber. This is a Pennsylvania construction company, and the commercial was supposed to show a Spanish-speaking mother and daughter confronting a border wall between the United States and Mexico. That is not the version that's actually going to air. Why?
That's right. At the end of this commercial, there was going to be a real wall. This question of whether they were able to enter or not. Fox decided, in accordance with its own broadcast standards, they didn't want that part of the ad running. You know, every network gets to decide the content of ads, especially political ads or ads that can be controversial for various reasons. So in this case, the company decided to cut off the end of the ad, leave it a mystery about whether the family crosses or not. We're seeing the unedited web version. You know, sometimes the companies come up with these ads on purpose to test the boundaries. Remember No Doubt about it? And our topic was sexualized. Well, in this case,
Person. What is Budweiser saying about the Liberty for the ad? Because let's not forget it. This is a $5 million expense for a 30-second ad.
that's right, $5 million for 30 seconds. Fox is charging a record amount of money for these ads. Now, Budweiser says this. That's what Budweiser's saying. Again, thanks for an interesting speaking of people talking, yeah. They want drama and excitement, but they want it to be going to everybody. So they got out there and say something that's completely anti-Trump. You got to expect she'll have some statement. Maybe it's what she's wearing, maybe it's what she's doing. I'm sure she has plenty to say this Sunday morning.
Brian Talker, thank you so much. So much reliable sources from 11 a.m. We are calling this protest live all around the country right now. This is what New York and Washington, Miami, people marching. In the third week of the Trump presidency, we'll show you those protests. We'll talk about the legal battle over the president's executive order on immigration. You're live on CNN News.
That's how to win at business. Step 1. Suck on and point decisively with the arm of your glasses. It is no longer hardware. It is your wand of business wizardry. You just go to it. Before meeting, choose your key. The only hotel where you can redeem loyalty points for free easily, so you can prepare to win at business. It's the best film of the year. I can't believe it. Just about it will be best picture, best actor, Jesus, Manchester Vice, Ruby Tuesday's new correspondence. Bring up!
I'll make it tell a
Lose weight, healthy, and get in the best shape of your life. Introducing the brand new South Beach Diet, the safe and effective way to lose weight and learn the way to maintain a healthy weight without hunger or deprivation.
I'm Jennifer and I lost 22 pounds on the South Beach diet.
Over 11 million people chose the South Beach Diet, and now it's all new. With complete your meals delivered right to your door.
I'm Asia and I lost 14 pounds in the first 2 weeks.
The secret? A unique phased approach. First, reset your body with quick weight loss in just 14 days. South Beach Diet, low carb, low sugar, with healthy fats. Lose weight fast.
I love the big I lost 44 pounds on the South Beach diet.
I'm Betsy and I lost 12 pounds on the South Beach diet.
All of it right now. Get 15 meals absolutely right. Lose weight fast. Brand new South Beach Diet. Call 888-731-WORD or visit SouthBeachDiet.com and get 15 meals free. Well, history is done. Come along as we explore the surprising stories behind comedy's most influential faces. There's and plenty of smoke. From the punchlines, wars, to the people pushing the boundaries. And old night shines, the history of comedy. So Thursday at 10, only on CNN.
Why do you always find great businesses to work? It's easy to go to
BBB.org has customer reviews and letter grades, which make it easy to decide who to call.
The next time I need to find a trustworthy business, I'm going to BBB.org.
Look for the seal and AAA guaranteed pest elimination. Lots of charge auto stores, Al's Oil Service, all in one and more building systems. Plus, I know I can trust BBB accredited businesses. That's why I always look for the seal.
Wondering where you can catch up on all of your binge-worthy shows? Look no further than Spectrum TV Silver. Ta-da! Fan Channel 2495 to upgrade to Spectrum TV Silver. HD channels, including HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, NFL Network, and more. And you'll even be able to take your favorites with you on the go with the Spectrum TV app. Go to Channel 2495 to upgrade right now.
Is CNN, the most trusted name in news.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Top of the hour, 4 p.m. Eastern, you're live in the CNN Newsroom. I'm Poppy Hall. We begin this hour with breaking news. The Department of Homeland Security suspending any and all actions related to the ban on traveling to 7 Muslim majority countries. Airlines at this hour being told to go back to business as usual. This demand that was lifted protesters, as you can see, taking to the streets in major cities across the country this hour. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer leading the path and a protest here. That call comes as the White House promises to challenge the federal judge's ruling blocking the temporary ban nationwide. The president's seeing money with the country is no longer able
That is probably the most brain-dead game of comp I have ever seen.
Sir, I need you to come.
Takes law enforcement away from our country is ridiculous and will be overturned.
Shut up!
I should note, a president publicly criticizing
Sir, you are very
this is pretty unusual.
rowdy in my pantalones.
Sorry.
Now, for those
Interesting.
of the United States, with a team of reporters and analysts covering every angle of this, which could go, this fight, which could go all the way up to the Supreme Court. Let's begin this hour with Jessica Snyder. She joins us from South Mar-a-Lago Resort, Florida, where he is spending the weekend. And I know the White House is obviously reacting to this, saying they will fight this. The president also, just in the past few moments, tweeting about it. Department of Justice to file that emergency stay of that temporary restraining order. That is a whole lot of legalese. Let me break it down for you. Basically, last night, temporary restraining order that put a halt to President Trump's executive order until the effects of the White House and emergency stay, which would essentially put this judge's order through, allow President Trump's executive order to once again take.
Suck my ass, you bitch! You cock-loving motherfucker!
Right now, airlines are allowing those passengers on. Those visas have been reinstated or in the process of being reinstated. So really, just a lot of chaos and confusion that could ensue if perhaps by the Department of Justice. We do know that Washington's Attorney General Bob Ferguson says he is sticking with this. He's adamant about it. He's prepared to take this fight all the way to the Supreme Court. Now, on the other side of it, of course, President Trump's reaction to this. He has been tweeting really furiously throughout the day today. It started this morning, and as you mentioned 15 minutes ago, President Trump once again taking to Twitter. I want to read it for you. It's quite striking, actually. President Trump saying this. This is our country coming to when a judge can halt a Homeland Security travel ban, and anyone, even with bad intentions, can many things about that tweet. President Trump once again referring to this as a travel ban, despite mincing the words throughout the week. We heard at one point that this was a travel ban, but the president had tweeted about it. Trump also seemed to pin this on Homeland Security, which we know Homeland Security, they either weren't consulted or were consulted with very minimally in putting forth this executive order. So a lot happening here, a swirl, and in addition, probably one more thing for you. Here in Mar-a-Lago, the International Red Cross Ball is set to take place tonight. Protesters are already assembling. They plan to march down Trump's hotel, West Palm Beach, to as close as they can get right near Mar-a-Lago. So indeed, glad you're there live from Justin. Thank you so much. This weekend, Renee Marks is with me. She's our aviation and government regulations correspondent.
Oh, sorry.
The guidance coming from the White House and Homeland Security right now, it's changing almost hourly. How are the major agencies like CFA, like CFA, how are they all responding right now in terms of knowing what they're supposed to do and for people? But the airlines need to know what's going on, and at this point, the driving protection has not changed for the airlines. It has been the same since 9 o'clock last night. So we are starting now clarity from the federal government on what this temporary lift of the travel ban specifically means. We've been saying all day, business as usual in terms of entering the United States and
They need to kill them.
to customers that visas that are otherwise valid are indeed free to board U.S.-bound planes. We did see a tweet from a lawyer who was at Chicago O'Hare Airport, an immigration attorney, who said he himself CBP allowing passengers with visas and cards to board flights. Reminder though, obviously it takes some time for every single airline to get up to speed, but we're seeing it on their websites. This is a temporary lift, so it still isn't resolved just as yet. I do want to make one point as it relates to the visas. They were electronically revoked, so just as quickly they can be electronically restored. The problem is for the people who physically had denied stamped on their visas, they're going to need to reapply. U.S. attorneys objected, saying their states would be badly hurt, their employment levels and their residents' education, among other things, the state of Washington and the state of Minnesota. In fact, the Attorney General of Washington said that he would like to see the case go all the way to the Supreme Court if need be. Let's talk about all of this legally. Where we go from here, Ariana Vogue is with me, she's our spiritual reporter, and Georgetown University. Thank you both. Ariana, I'm going to begin with you. What do you think the likelihood is that this goes all the way to the high court? Right now we're at a preliminary by Washington and Minnesota, and they're making constitutional and statutory arguments. They say it discriminates on the basis of national origin and it violates the due process. The government, on the other hand, says, look, these states don't have standards, and the executive has broad authority in this area. So cases are ping-ponging across the country. Right now, one district court has temporary restraining order, blocking it nationwide. The DOJ has asked for a stay of that, and with the Ninth Circuit. Now, depending how the Ninth Circuit rules, either side could go to the Supreme Court and ask for some relief. And Justice Kennedy, he has jurisdiction over the Ninth Circuit, so he would probably refer to his colleagues. But keep one thing in mind, the court right now is 8 members. So if they were to divide the court,
Good kill.
That's what the president just tweeted. Homeland Security travel ban and anyone with bad intentions. Exactly what a nation wanted.
Really valid point, and referring to the trial judge as the so-called judge is the type of thing that really undermines the case for the Justice Department attorney. They're appealing to 3 so-called judges in terms of reviewing this decision. Also influencing the court. Unfortunately, both the trial judge and the appellate judges are well trained to look at this with distance and detachment from the
Whoa, hang on a minute. That could have been some cheeky in that.
Shut the fuck up!
No, let you say first.
and that's why we have
Fuck up, you know
court.
fucking.
So the Ninth Circuit could very well stay this temporary restraining order, essentially lift the order. What's odd is that the administration did move with greater dispatch in seeking an emergency action. But when you look at a fair amount of chaos as it comes down, the court could theoretically block the trial judge's order. That would reach
I know you're just such a bad dick, so how'd it taste?
when people are in the air. And that would be a repeat of the nonsense
Dude, it
we
tasted
saw.
pretty good.
Ariane, to you, I mean, this all comes at the same time as the president has tapped his pick for Antonin Scalia's seat, Judge Gorsuch, and his confirmation hearings in 6 weeks. He's obviously going to be asked about this. How does that complicate things?
Well, it's interesting because these hearings already, they were going to be about the nominee, and then they were going to be also targeting the fact that the Republicans blocked Merrick Garland. So now today, Gorsuch will also be asked about this executive order and potentially about Trump's comments about judges, because that will come up, and the Democrats will want an answer from Gorsuch, a sitting judge, on that issue, and Trump's tweets, as well as statements that came out from the White House last night.
I should note that the judge that the president called a so-called was appointed under President George W. Bush and confirmed by a Republican-led. Next, let's going to report on loyal Trump voters who are strongly standing by their man. And later, Time Magazine's cover labeled the president's chief strategist the great manipulator, and closing a look at Steve Bannon's influence in the Oval Office is next.
Trevor now runs a straight talk. So you can take and share pictures and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Straight Talk Wireless, only at home. In order to live, we need food. Shelter. And water. This is Key West, and life just wouldn't be complete without good. Key West, close to perfect, far from normal. You might take something from your heart. Or your digestion. You can take something for the most important part, your brain. If
Prevagen is now the #1 selling brain health supplement in drugstores nationwide. Prevagen. Made to remember. With starry skies. Fashions before them as he was, where, and how. This is Curiosity Stream, where you can stream incredible documentaries from the best filmmakers anywhere in the world. Long live the curious. Monthly subscriptions start at just $2.99 a month. Start your free month trial today at CuriosityStream.com.
It's a power mightier than 100 armies. A bridge across generations. It's a horse computer power. Can feed cities. Understand the cosmos. It's a public school. And every child in every zip code deserves the chance to experience all of its mighty potential. The National Education Association, committed to great public schools for every student.
You won't see just one performance. You'll see a different show every night. And you won't be served just any meal. You'll enjoy freshly prepared international cuisine. Because this is not just any cruise. This is an MSC cruise.
Welcome back. We are waiting to see how the White House will respond to that federal judge's. Alice Watson puts on this Republican. And Alice Stewart is with us. She serves as communications manager for presidential campaign Ted Cruz. She's also what the president just tweeted a few moments ago. What is our country coming to when a judge can hold up Homeland Security travel ban and anyone, even with bad intentions, the free equal branch and allow the judiciary branch to do?
But this is inconsistent with what he's been saying on the campaign trail and as he has been wearing a testament that people protect the homeland, protect the borders. Maybe just to the two states of Washington and Wisconsin. Nationwide of the executive order was a rule, but it'll be interesting to see how the Justice Department responds and if the executive order is back on track as the president certainly hopes.
The two states, Washington and Minnesota, but again, as you noticed, in the by national. Josh, the White House came out condemning it last night, citing part of the immigration statute as law. And a constitutional lawyer who we had on the program just a few moments ago said that he does believe that the Trump administration has more legal ground to stand on here than this federal judge's order. But why do you think it is that the White House has not issued any response yet legally? Do they have their ducks in a row when it comes to filing the legal paperwork that they need to?
Yeah, I think the White House is preparing that now. I think they've realized that even though a lot of people believe that they have the right to do this under the law, that it's not totally up to them and that they're going to have to go through this legal process. And once they start it in earnest and actually file paperwork, that will have a real effect on what the outcome might be. So they want to make sure they do it deliberately, and that's what they should do. And, we do live in a system of checks and balances. The courts will have to say, and I do think Alex is right that the courts have a high burden, and the plaintiffs rather have a high burden. So to overturn what the Trump administration has done. But that's why you play the game. You will go through the system. The other issue I really had with Donald Trump's tweet there was that, he's presenting this as sort of a dichotomy. Do exactly what you want to do, or we're letting people who are bad intentions do something like that. Of course, there is a middle ground. The middle ground is what exists now, and that is a system of vetting, and very elaborate system of vetting, by which thousands of these people got visas or been canceled now.
Questioning the legitimacy of this federal judge in Washington State, calling him a so-called judge. That alone is pretty unprecedented for a sitting president to do, to question the legitimacy, as it reads, of a sitting federal judge. But he's done it before on the campaign trail. He questioned the ability of Judge Curiel to be the decider in a Trump University case, saying he is Mexican, when the judge was actually born in Indiana and was a U.S. citizen. So now twice questions of the standing of U.S. judges. Does it concern you?
I think it's appropriate for anyone to call names or disparage a judge because you disagree with their ruling. I think there's no place for that. And specifically in this case, clearly this judge used the executive order differently than the president does. And so I think to call him a so-called judge, I think it's not appropriate whatsoever. He needs to do exactly what he's doing, put it in the hands of the president, put their legal affairs together and the legal responsibility and go through the appropriate channels and do it that way. But we can all agree that Donald Trump has a history of calling names. I work for Ted Cruz, Lion Ted, as Donald Trump likes to call him, and that's just part of how he is. That's his nature. That's what he will do, and it's going to continue. But to do so to a judge because you disagree with their ruling, I don't think is appropriate.
And to your point, Alice, who should be surprised at this point? We've seen this in candidates. Nothing has changed in presidents. This is, the candidates and his supporters like and want to see more of in the Oval Office. Someone that is incredibly blunt and doesn't mince words and says things that are completely and then it takes me importance of the actual act and the legal right now.
I think he's playing the crowd. That's the difference between governing and campaigning. In campaigning, when you are able to tweet and get millions of people to support your position, that makes a big difference. It may not make as big of a difference when you're fighting a legal battle between the Justice Department and appeals court judges and federal judges and plaintiffs and non-governmental organizations. Okay, this is a different game for Donald Trump, and he's still using the old tactics. Now, that's not to say there aren't politics going on, but it's really perhaps counterproductive. We'll have to wait and see for the President of the United States to be intentionally injecting politics into the process and trying to use them.
If he has the law on his side, legally they can win this argument, and that's will be determined in court. So I think this Twitter war is not necessary when he's got the law on his side.
Let's look, Alice, at how the American public is responding. We had a brand new CNN polling in that shows a pretty even divide. 53% of Americans are in favor of it. It is equally touched down party lines. Many more Republicans want to honest on his program this week. So the president walk away from this and say to his supporters, no, I tried to do this like I promised on the campaign up or whatever he wants to say, and then move on to other things. Do you think it behooves him to fight this one out to the nail?
Absolutely behooves him to continue this fight. This was a campaign to support it, keep America, and he will. If
you don't include any of the 4 countries with an island hijacker came from this week from Egypt via the UAE and Saudi Arabia and so they point to it as being, to be included in that.
I think it's
Remember, using the 7 countries outlined during the whole demonstration as areas that need to focus on in order to turn information you get coming into this Unfortunately,
Slip repair. And guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips. Thanks, Toad Keeps, I got my lips back.
Select suit, add a fresher, then top it off with a tire body spray. A complete suit, shirt, and tie package only $1.99. Plus, buy one get one free throughout the store. Men's Warehouse. Go to Wix.com to create your stylish fixer. Easily dragging up. Customize anything to make it yours. You do it all yourself. Go to Wix.com to create your website.
£50 on Nutrien.
Look at the pie, pick up the phone, and get to the program today. Get 1 week of all new Nutrien books. Turbo Shakes free.